Group of girls actually sang for Shore when they went to Calabar. My name is Sil Davis and she's still Zainab. It's your show, take it back.
There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you reach into your soul and the that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside your wings, be strong, and you finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. Who's the man? Who's the man? 2019 for transformation. Who's the man? Who's the man? Who's the man? 2019 for transformation. Who's the man? Who's the man? Who's the man? Innovation, transformation, construction, education, employment, development. Who's the man? Who's the man? For transformation. Who's the man? Who's the man? Who's the man? 2019 for transformation. Who's the man? Arise, O compatriot, Shawara's follow me to Sarah Shawara with love and strength and faith. The labor of our Shawara shall never be in nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the Who's the Man show.
What's the man? Shore 2019 for on the day show. But seriously, I was actually straining my ears actually what he said.
Exactly. I didn't quickly get the Who's the Man part. It
No,
sounded Eastern to me.
Yeah,
like
that's the Igbo version of it's just like saying
Who's the
"Who
man?"
the man?" But that was a good song anyway. Actually, what they're trying to say, who is the man?
Yes, and the man
Sure,
is sure.
yeah, that's all.
And on that, we're going to be giving you updates on, events that will be happening courtesy of Take It Back movement. So, as we said a few days ago and yesterday, 14th of July, Where are we going?
We're going to Glasgow town.
Exactly.
And we'll be having a town hall meeting in
Glasgow.
Glasgow. Yeah.
And July 15, we are going to be at Edinburgh, for another town hall meeting, all in Europe.
Please,
so
where is Edinburgh?
Europe town. It's still in Europe. I don't know, but I know it's in United Kingdom. I know that for sure. I know that for sure. Don't embarrass me because I don't do geography in school. So, anyways, we still have with us our, super special guest, Mr. Eze. So, Mr. Eze, now it's Take It Back time.
Yes.
When did you hear about the movement and when did you join?
Well, I think I've known Showore for about 20 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
And it was quite a coincidence. We met on the street throwing stone at military dictatorship, and then somehow we clicked, and then I always wanted to hear him, to listen to him. Of course, a bit younger, and ever since then we have been together. Of course, I must confess that his presidential ambition came to me as a surprise, because I read it on the news just like every other person, not with this personal this thing, because I remember few months before then we had met at occasions, and then we had gisted, and without any inkling that this was going to happen. But it came to me as a pleasant surprise also, because I know him very well, and I know whenever he lays hands on the plow, he doesn't look back, and then I was happy for him that he could do that. Whatever might be his motivation, whatever might be his driving force, I know he's going to be a good person. And so immediately I heard it almost as immediate as he was out in the public.
So it's safe to say that you are of the view that he is the man for Nigeria come 2019.
I have no doubt about it. I haven't analyzed some of the people, in the game. Of course, I mean some of his contenders. Most prominent among them is President Muhammadu Buhari, and I think I must say that to an extent, Showore will have certain respect for Buhari amongst others, of his class, But that said, that doesn't mean that we cannot lift to a better place than where we are. So hence why I believe a Showore in the race, it's going to be a re-energized. I don't want to compare him with a Buhari, but if for this purpose of my own
explanation,
let me say a re-energized, a younger and a vibrant and a more focused and enlightened Buhari, with the zeal to to deliver, to go all out against. The difference is that Showore is totally cut out of this class of persons, that he's standing against, in the presidential race, and hence no doubt that he's going to use his background and many years of experience in the struggle for a better society, to better the lot of Nigerians.
Okay.
All right. Quickly, when I was reading your analysis, when I was reading out your biography, amongst it was sports and youth development, and as a social worker. So how do you intend to take it back within this terrain?
The truth is that, for instance, like every other sector in Nigeria, sport is also one of the most corrupt sector, and the worst of it is that it comes such that people will hardly dictate it, not to talk of looking at it. I give you a very good example. Nigeria have gone to World Cup.
Yes.
We have played. And a lot of comments. Oh, it's a wonderful team. We should keep that team. Oh, we should have gone past this. Oh, it was a difficult group we were in. We would have done this one. Good and fine. We are back. Now, nobody is talking about the money spent so far. We had money from FIFA. We had money from CAF. We had money from the federal government. We had personal money raised by ex-internationals. We had all kinds of money, seen and unseen, given to the federation. And these are public funds spent on how many days were they in I mean, just like about a week,
A week or
thereabouts,
2 weeks.
in Russia. I mean, less than 2 weeks, you know, they were in Russia. So, and now
And
all those monies are gone, and then they are back, they're in their different
and
places.
nobody is saying
and
anything
nobody
about
is talking about how did they spend this money. Now, the difference between us and a society where things work is that there will be the impact of our participation in the World Cup in our own society. What am I saying? If Nigeria is going to a World Cup, for instance, to participate from all this money, even if it is going to be one playing ground built in memorial of our participation in the World Cup, just a single playing ground. Now, I tell you what is most painful. In the late 80s and early 90s, most of the players we discovered who have been adjudged to be the best so far, most of them came from slum, Ajegunle and co. Now, those places where those players were discovered, Olise, Mokocha, Abobori, and so on and so forth, those places where they were discovered, how are they today? Are they still existing? You find out that in most cases, some of these places have been taken over by land speculators, government, and they've built all kinds of things. So we have no places for children to recreate, to discover talent. Now, what our FA president is doing is to go to London to beg the father of Alex Nwobi or Dele Ali to come and play for Nigeria. We didn't. You cannot reap from where you did not sow.
Exactly.
And now the young boy, Dele Ali, he refused to play for Nigeria. Eventually, he played for England. The last time we had a friend, there a lot of people were booing him because he didn't come to play for his fatherland. But I mean,
he doesn't owe you.
So these are the things we are talking about.
He didn't grow in his father's land.
I mean, no.
not that he didn't grow. He didn't find anything attractive, you know, that would bring him back home or that would make him to say, I want to identify with these people. Because when you go out there, all you keep hearing is that, oh, Nigeria. When they say Nigeria, you see corruption on one side.
Yes.
So when they say Nigeria, you see fraud and so on and so forth. So even if I were to be him, I might not want to identify with, no matter how much I... So these are problems that is affecting us and nobody is talking about when it comes to sport development. And that is why some of us are saying that if somebody like a Showore comes into power, then he can begin to look, because he believes in the Nigerian thing. I mean, knowing him very well, that he had the opportunity, he lived abroad, he established his business abroad, he was doing fine, he was growing better. He could decide to stay there with his family.
Was injected with lead before leaving.
So he was injected with lead.
That's enough to say no,
so
I ain't coming back.
In fact, at a point, I know when he used to sneak into this country, because he was more or less on asylum, you know. People were looking for him. All the expose he has done about corrupt politicians and so on and so forth. So now that we have, I mean, somebody like him coming back, I think he deserves our commendation.
Yes.
He deserves our, and not only that, for the fact that he has even opened the space. I see a lot of, I don't want to use the word rabble-rousers, but I see a lot of people now coming out to say, we are young people, we have to do this, we have to, me too, I want to contest. So it's now becoming like a thing of comic, you know, for every young person to come. But let's leave it like that. The more the merrier, you know. Let all of them come and let's see who can withstand the test of time. So for me personally, I have no doubts that he could do it.
Wow. That's your own point. First of all, that was a very good commendation. That was a very good gist.
But really, it's more of a revelation for me, because, like he said, sports is one of the sectors that, you know, our government doesn't really give much attention to. Even as a Nigerian, how many of us are really supporting? You know, the moment Nigeria got out of World Cup like this, people shifted to Croatia and then Belgium. You know. And
can we just divert a little into the World Cup because of him? Because I see a lot of football analytical.
The part where they removed me.
Okay. In the World Cup, at what point were you angry with Nigeria?
I've been angry from the beginning, from the outset, because I see really nothing Nigerian about the team. You know. I mean, I'm not saying we must have a Nigerian coach, no. But there is nothing Nigeria. All the players, You know, the worst part of it is that we have a league, a professional football league. And to tell you how worst our case is, only one out of the people playing in the local league could make it into the World Cup team.
And what was that?
And that one was a goalkeeper, just because was absent. So now what we are saying is that if we really believe in the Nigerian thing, in Nigerian can-do attitude, why do we have to get expatriate for oil, for our banking sector expatriate, for our finance minister expatriate? Now even our footballers, people playing ball on which is something that is, I mean, readily available for every kid. Growing up, we used to play inter-street match,
inter-community,
and so on and so forth.
Cup.
But now there is no street, there is no road, there is nothing. For you to create space, we don't have. So now, they now went abroad. The only people that could make our national team are those who are playing professional league abroad. Because our league cannot be recognized. In fact, the NFA have succeeded in telling us that our league is rubbish before the world. Because if you cannot find
at least
2,
3, 4.
I'm not saying 2 or 3, 4. I'm talking about one player, football player.
In Nigerian professional football
playing
player.
In Nigerian league, capable of playing in the World Cup. And you want to tell me, you want to ask me, when am I angry?
So out of all the people in the team, there was not even one person.
So that is the point I'm making. So that is why I said we have to believe in the Nigerian can-do spirit, and we have to revive that in us.
Thanks so much, Mr. Eze. I hope we'll actually maybe have you back here, because
obviously
this has been a very interesting one for us. And like we usually say, this movement is not funded by any Godfather, God Association, or what have you. This is strictly volunteering work, and because of that, please come and donate to our movement. Right about now, you see the Zenith bank account details for Nigerians in Nigeria and the GoFundMe bank details for Nigerians in diaspora. And as per, you know, I always say, you can be Japanese, Lebanese, Chinese, anything nice. So far as you like our faces, you like the movement, you like what we stand for, or you want Nigeria to be great, please donate. No 100 or 1,000 is really too small. Just do your own for the, you know, for the betterment of all of us. So thank you so much for joining us on today's amazing segment of Take It Back Show. We hope we'll still meet you here the next time we show our faces. I'm still your favorite girl, Zainab, and bye-bye.
I'm still your favorite boy.
No, you're not favorite.
All right, my name is Sil Davis, and this is your favorite show, Take It Back. So we'll come on your screen next time. It's bye for now.